Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello, I am back.
And it's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney.
You're getting a couple of those today.
Yeah, you're going to get a double shot, I think, today. So
well, the day is young. You might get more than that. But as of now, it's the double shot.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. There's a rumor suggesting that She-Hulk Season 2 is coming after the strikes, whenever that is. And Geeky's got some theories.
I have a theory, yes.
So we're going to talk about it.
But before we get into any further,
please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to shopclownfish.com. You've got a day yet to back our Second Chance campaign for Crimson Wren, and previously on Clownfish TV. The Crimson Wren books are being shipped currently, and people are very, very happy with them.
I'm very happy. This story was one I was very proud of, and I'm very excited about. So
yes, we want to make more. So go out and back this. You have 16 hours as of the recording of this video to do that, and then we're closing this out. We're shipping these books, and we're moving on to other things.
Right. Then if we have any left over, we'll put them in the store. Maybe.
If
we have them left over, we don't even know.
If we had a lot of orders,
there were.
We had a
lot of books sitting out there. I've been packing like the wind, and my mom packed like the wind yesterday. Anyway, let's go out to this important story.
Important story.
No. So this is a rumor. I want to preface it by saying this is a rumor. We do not know if it's true or not. That's what a rumor means. It's a theory that is out there. People say that they have heard some things. Doesn't mean it's true, because no matter what happens, we always get somebody like, oh my God, that's not even true. That person is wrong most of the time. I'm like, that's why it's called a rumor. You know, it's just for those that are, too dumb to understand that. So rumor, this is a rumor. I can't explain. I can't speak to the validity of it. I can't tell you if it's going to happen or not. Given the way Disney is so stupid, it would not surprise me. But the rumor is that they're going to do another She-Hulk Attorney at Law Season 2, but not till after the strikes are over, whenever the hell that is.
Yeah, so here's the thing you got to remember, too, with Disney. Sometimes they announce projects and then they cancel them.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I mean, this has been going on a lot. We've had multiple videos. We just did one, the other day about Spiderwick Chronicles and Nautilus getting canceled. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes they have stuff in the can and they cancel it, and it doesn't really matter.
Right. They just up and decide to cancel as things get bad. And right now things aren't good. But for whatever reason, they won't fire Kathleen Kennedy. But, here we are. So they're suggesting there might be a new She-Hulk Season 2. This rumor came from My Time to Shine Hello on X.
Okay, so that looks like a Reddit icon. So this person can be trusted. They're from Reddit. Mm-hmm. And Reddit knows everything.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah. Well, apparently they have done other things before.
That was me being facetious.
Sarcastic,
I wasn't trying to throw shade at My Time to Shine. But I'm just saying, of course, you can always trust that Reddit robot.
Right. So it said She-Hulk Season 2 is happening, or should I say will happen post-strikes. Now, they did mention before that the writer for the She-Hulk, the first season, said that they wanted to do a second season, and they said that a while ago. Was it that gal or whatever? Said that a long time ago. So that was, the 2-season, pitch was a while ago. But I remember after She-Hulk came out, and there was a lot of backlash to it, and then it turned out she was bullying Feige and everything else. I'm just like, I didn't think they would do it because there's a lot of reasons not to do it, especially since it didn't do well.
Yeah, it didn't do well. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody tries to spin this like, hey, this was a win or whatever. And this is one where they got a lot of backlash. And I think it really drove home the VFX issue.
Yeah, And the thing is now, okay, at Marvel and at Walt Disney Pictures, the VFX workers are trying to unionize currently. And this is their one case when I actually think unions, should be employed, because those people are just abused like right and left. And they have not been unionized while the other people around them have. So they're trying to get unionized when they probably should, because they're being mistreated like crazy. Anyway, I'm wondering if they do get unionized, okay, with IATSE. And we know that Disney and Bob Iger has been making comments saying that they were going to seriously cut down the amount of projects they were doing and the budgets of the projects they were doing.
Yeah.
Are they actually gonna do this because this is heavily CGI. And they're going to be, unionized. So they're going to be getting paid more. It's not going to be financially as easy for Disney to take advantage of people, with this one. But there is one reason I think this might be true. Okay, one reason I think this might be true. Barbie. What? That's the one reason it might be true. Because Hollywood's takeaway from the Barbie movie is we want more feminism, good patriarchy, bad movies. And She-Hulk was pretty much that. But it didn't do well as a show. It was about the same level of premiere as Hawkeye. It was only above Secret Invasion and Ms. Marvel as far as, where it fell. And it was tied with Hawkeye, which remember Hawkeye came out like, oh, this is like crap. But however, when She-Hulk did the same thing, it was stunning and brave. But they're really tripling down on this narrative and this idea that we need to do more movies like Barbie because it did so well. And She-Hulk is very much in the vein of Barbie, except Barbie was at least a decent person and more fun. And She-Hulk is in the same vein as that. Not the comic She-Hulk, but the show She-Hulk. And when I said wasn't as fun, I watched it. People were like, it's this dog shit. And while it wasn't the best show by any means, it wasn't as bad as people were saying either. But it definitely was like own the chuds type, you know. And I can see them doubling down on this because I think that's what people want. And since Barbie's doing so well, I can see them being like, oh yeah, we got to greenlight this one because what's doing well, what's performing? Oh, Barbie. I think this is why you might see the Marvels remain in November. Besides the fact they go to IMAX and all that, that's the closest they have to a Barbie. And I guarantee you it's going to be the Own the Chuds, Men Are Idiots movie, if it goes by the Captain Marvel movie. And they're going to want to keep that there because I think they're going to make bank on it because of Barbie. But Barbie is a completely different IP.
So so this is the thing. This is kind of the takeaway. This is kind of the dark side of Barbie, right? Is because Barbie did so well that is what studios are going to look at. They're going to be like, we need more toy-based movies. And we also need more feminism-based movies. But
Barbie did so well because Barbie has been an icon for decades. And Barbie is much more well-known than She-Hulk. Much more well-known than the Marvels. You know, Barbie was going to do well just because it was Barbie. You could literally just put shit in a box, slap Barbie label on it, and it would have done well.
So instead of calling it She-Hulk Attorney at Law, call it She-Hulk Smash.
The patriarchy.
Well, no, I was thinking she was going to smash men. She was going to do like OnlyFans or something.
Well, she was smashing Daredevil, but that was a different
but now she's going to smash men for big bucks.
There you go. She's just going to smash them.
Yeah, she's gonna smash
now, the caveat for all this, besides this being a rumor, the caveat for all this is, well, it's after the strikes. Well, we don't know when the strikes are going to end. Hollywood seems to think it's not going to end for a while, which is why they're moving a bunch of movies from months from now to next year. And, everything's on pause because of the writer strike and the actor strikes.
You know how parents promise their kids things and then they don't deliver because they're like, oh, well, either we know you're not going to do the thing that we told you had to do to get this thing, or it's so far off that you'll probably forget about it. That's Disney. They're like, yeah, sure.
Maybe. It's the parents' maybe. Mom can maybe.
Maybe.
That's when I say that, y'all parents out there, anybody who has parents know what I'm talking about. The maybe means no.
Maybe.
But we're putting you off.
This probably means like, we'll tell the She-Hulk people that there's a chance for this until we decide to course correct, and then we'll just blame the economy and the strikes.
But this doesn't make sense because everybody forgot about She-Hulk anyway. Like, it never did that great.
Are the writers trying to?
I honestly think the only thing that makes sense to me is that they're looking at Barbie and they're like, what do we have that's like Barbie? Oh, She-Hulk. Because it doesn't make any damn sense, especially after it didn't do that great. They kind of just wiped their hands, of it, and then kept going, and no one's even thought about it. It did not do well as far as reviews went. It did poorly. It did like 77% critical and like 32% audience, which was review bombing, according to the 5 people that loved the show. And then it was like But then you have the problem too Disney has that as of late, Marvel and Star Wars are diminishing returns. Their movies aren't doing well. I mean, even Guardians of the Galaxy did better, but it still didn't do what they thought it would do.
Yeah.
And then all their shows and stuff that are Marvel, like Secret Invasion, did horrible and did better than Ms. Marvel, but did horrible. They're trying to put Ms. Marvel, and Secret Invasion on their linear networks to try to make them stick ahead of the Marvels. They're just not doing well. And then their answer to this is, let's make more She-Hulk. Meanwhile, Iger's like, we're not going to make a lot. We're going to cut down the number of shows.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know. I don't even think Disney knows. I feel like Disney doesn't even know what they're going to do. They're just trying to get through. I don't even think they're that concerned about the strikes. I think Disney, being in the financial position they're in right now, they're like, oh, thank God we don't have to pay for stuff.
Yeah, we can bank that money. Yeah, exactly.
We can just bank that money. So we're not going to pay for writers or actors throughout the end of the year. We're going to push projects back a couple of years. And in the meantime, we're going to hope that the money fairy shows up and just gives us, hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars.
And even if they're looking at this because of Barbie, because honestly, it's the only thing that makes sense to me. But but the time they get around to it, they may be onto something else. No one's going to care about that anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's going to take them 2 years more plus to do this.
Could they do a follow-up and could they course correct? I mean, that's the thing too. Like, it could be a case of like, it's so far removed from the first series that they actually might take a good hard look at and be like, you know what? Let's make it more like the comic.
I don't know. I think, again, this is all rumor. I personally am hoping this is not true. But the only reason I can think it's true, given what all the choices they're making, the cuts they're making, the problems they're having, the only thing that makes sense, because doubling down on something that didn't do well doesn't make any sense. Like Loki made sense because it did twice as much almost as everybody else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it made sense. But this one doesn't make any sense. It didn't do that great. We're not getting another Hawkeye show. It did not do that great. Yeah, and it's even questionable about some of the numbers.
And Disney, they're not in a position now to greenlight stuff just to push the message.
Right.
Because now they're canceling stuff. And look, the first thing they did when they could was toss their DEI officer overboard. And we brought that up. And they're like, yeah, we can't really afford the message anymore. So bye-bye.
So
bye-bye.
The She-Hulk season 2 happening, it could even be a case of the rumor started with them being told it was happening prior to the strikes. Prior to Iger announcing a bunch of cuts.
Yeah.
And then the could have been what was reported back was, oh yeah, it's totally happening. It's just we can't get to it till after the strikes. But come after the strikes, they're going to be like, oh no, we changed our mind. We're not doing that. That's completely possible too. So, I mean, I think it's a 25% chance they actually do this. If they do, I think it's because they're trying to double down on Barbie.
Yeah, I could see them. I could see that faulty logic. But I think somebody will, especially one of the bean counters, one of the numbers people probably just kind of raise their hand and go like, hey, yeah, but She-Hulk didn't perform. And it cost a lot of money to make.
I think if I still think that this might have been in talks before all this happened. Yeah. So I think it's like a 1 in 4 chance that it's actually legit.
A 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, that's why I said 25%. Because I think it's more likely than not it's not going to happen, given everything that Disney has going on, given the fact they're trying to course correct, given the lack of funds, given the strikes, given the difficulty they had with the people involved in the show allegedly bullying Feige and stuff the first time around. I just don't see it. I think if there's any thoughts about it, it's because they're trying to think, well, what do we have that's kind of like Barbie? Oh, I know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just fire everybody and start over again. Feige could be like, oh yeah, hey, those guys aren't with us anymore. We had to come loose because, so long after the writers'
I don't want to see another take on this. I think the first take was enough. Thank you.
It was a spit take.
Plus the whole, because then you have the whole VFX problem too. If they unionize,
oh no, she just won't be She-Hulk. She won't be She-Hulk at all.
She'll just be the.
We'll do like old school Hulk, and we'll just paint her green, spray paint.
Because I'm like, they're going to unionize, and so it's going to cost Disney more to hire these people. And then outside groups don't want to work with Disney either because, well, Victoria Alonso is gone, but they were basically saying she made it incredibly toxic and hard.
Yeah.
Now she's gone, but there's still a lot of people who don't want to work with Disney over it. So they're going to be hard pressed. And this one is very CGI heavy.
It doesn't have to be though. She could be, look, she could be in a really pissy mood. She could have perpetual PMS. And if she could just Hulk out, she'd feel so much better, but she can't. Because it costs money, so we'll come up with a plot device.
I also have that
without She-Hulk for 8 episodes,
or you could just watch me because I have the same issue.
If you could just Hulk out.
I just Hulk out on
Hulk
here.
out and smash. If you would just smash more often, you'd feel a whole lot
smash
better.
all the time. I just smash, with my mouth. That's not what I meant. Can we wrap this up?
Yeah, but I have questions.
Anyway.
I have questions. All right. Are we going to wrap it up? I think we're
Yes.
going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.